mighty lonesome feeling, listening to the wind howling, watching raindrops come a-crashing to the sidewalk outside the door. It's a fool I've been for waiting for the sound of your returning, for the sound of gentle breathing and footsteps on the floor. Well, I can't remain no longer. I'm heading up for Colorado. When the sun brings in the morning, I'll be starting on my way. Well, the grass is growing green there, the warm wind's rolling down the mountain, down beside some whistling canyon. It's where I long to stay. If you're ever up through Denver, baby, please don't try to find me. All you do is just remind me of the way you let me down. Well, dreams are easily shattered, but you got to go on living. Well, it's time to say goodbye now. I'm Colorado bound. Thank you. Hello, Central. Yeah, would you please give me 209? Hello, Central. Yeah, would you please give me 209? I want to talk to my baby, she's way on down the line. Buses done stopped running, and the trains don't allow me to ride no more. Well, all the buses done stopped running, yeah, the trains don't allow me to ride no more. Ticket agent said my ticket's played out. He'll see I don't ride for sure. can wash my jumper, baby, starch my overalls. I'm gonna ride a train that they call a cannonball from Buffalo to Washington. Well, I can hear it rolling, rolling down the track. It's gonna take me away, it ain't gonna bring me back from Buffalo to Washington. Well, I'm laying down here crying 'cause she's gone. Laying down here dying 'cause she's gone, solid gone. Well, I hear the train rolling, rolling around the curve. Blowing the whistle, baby, straining every nerve. Yeah, she's gone, solid gone. This morning Mama left me, she even took my shoes. That's enough to give a man lonesome, dirty blues. She's gone, solid gone. Well, I'm laying down here crying 'cause she's gone. Feel like I'm dying 'cause she's gone, solid gone. You can wash my jumper, baby, starch my overalls. I'm gonna ride the train that they call a cannonball from Buffalo to Washington. Thank you. I'm going to play one Talkin blues in E, and you see if this we're in the right deal now. This is a song. I'll be tuning in. Okay. About birth control pills. Wrote it the day after I was married. Well, I was married not so long ago, and we couldn't afford any kids, you know. That's the reason that I sat down and I wrote this little song. Well, we went to the doctor on the very first day and told him everything that we had to say. He just grinned, pulled out some little old pills and said, "Man, with these you can't go wrong." Said these sort of devices always been around, but these are more sophisticated. They're way uptown. Of all these things I've ever seen, these pills are the very latest. We said, "Thank you, doctor," and we walked out the door. Now we don't have to worry about kids anymore. I agree with the doctor thoroughly. Boy, them pills are the very greatest. Real lifesavers. Depending on how you look at it. Well, now, I couldn't see where there are any morals involved. I'd rather fight than switch. Can't understand why some of the big shots still sit around and bitch. Shouldn't knock it unless you tried it. Shouldn't try it. Well, you can get them expensive, you can get them cheap, but it sure does make it a lot easier to sleep when you know there won't be any little crumb gobblers around next time you open your eyes. Well, these pills are almost foolproof, and don't you know they're the only real way to go, 'cause some of them other brands have handed out many a 9-pound, 5-ounce surprise. Not to me, thank God. Well, now, here's my advice to you newlyweds. Hit them pills before you hit them beds. I can promise you, my friends, you're not gonna regret it. Just one word of warning, you gotta kind of watch it. Make sure the little lady doesn't up and botch it. If she forgets her pill for a couple of days, you might as well forget it. dirty one. Well, you go to Louisiana, keep your money in your shoes. They got a lot of girls down there that'll really clean up on you. You go to Louisiana, yeah, you better keep all your money in your shoes. They got a lot of girls down there that'll really clean up on you. Well, I hit the big city, drove into New Orleans. I had a suitcase full of fine clothes and money in my jeans. Oh, I drove into New Orleans. I had a suitcase full of fine clothes and a whole lot of money in my jeans. I started throwing away my money. I hit every single bar in town. Somebody said, here comes Miss Lucy. She's the sweetest girl around. I hit every single bar in town. Somebody said, here comes Miss Lucy. She's the sweetest girl around. I said, now come on, baby, let's make some plans. I'm no mama's boy, I'm no college man. I wanna do you a favor, take you home with me, and at the end of the night you'll be paying me. She said, sure. Come on, let's go. Well, I promise you people that I'll never do that no more. Well, it took about 6 weeks to get rid of what I brought home. I'm gonna leave them Louisiana girls alone. It took about 6 weeks to get rid of what I brought home. I'm gonna leave them Louisiana girls alone. I know, let's see.
You know your mind.
No, I know. What a single.
Scheming. I can play any key you want.
Play an E, and this is a Hank Williams song. I don't know the name of it. It's a slow one. Have you heard that lonesome whippoorwill? Well, he sounds too blue to fly. Well, a midnight train is whining low. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Have you ever seen a robin weep when leaves begin to die? Well, that means he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Have you ever seen a night so long when time goes crawling by? Well, the moon just went behind a cloud. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Well, the silence of a falling star splits through the purple sky. Well, I just lost the one I love. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
You know, there's a school of karate over on Richmond Avenue. I wrote a little song about.
Well, I ain't very big for 21. I never could have any real good fun. Every time that I'd go outside, some big old bully'd come along. Well, he'd hit me in the face and he'd knock me to the ground, and then he'd start into kicking me all around. And that ain't fair, friends. That's wrong. So I got me a paper just the other night. I crawled up on the sofa underneath the light and flipped the pages till I found a classified ad. It said, take karate from Lee Hung Chow. Man, make your first appointment now. This course is guaranteed to make you bad. Well, the next day I drove to the address. By the Japanese design, I was real impressed. It looked like a regular house of the rising sun. Well, I went inside, I was all alone. I was feeling kind of nervous down in my bones. I was getting kind of sorry that I'd ever even come. Oh, then a giant Jap walked through the door. He must have been at least about 9 feet 4, and he looked like he was prone to easy aggravation. He said, Lee Hung Chow, and I eat dung. That's Japanese for fee-fi-fo-fum. I tried to explain my entire situation. Well, he said, number 1 course, self-defense. $200.25. I said, what's the 25 cents for? And he said, repairs. Ooh, I said, repairs to what? He said, to you. I said to myself, man, this'll never do. Felt about an inch tall underneath that old slanted stair. And you think he was yellow. So I said, I believe I'll go check in a different place. He said, ha so, Yankee don't like my race. I said, now there's a mistake, man. And that's true. Well, you Japanese, you guys can't do no wrong. I've been before you wonderful people just all along, and I thought you got a mighty dirty deal in World War II. He didn't believe me. Well, he grabbed me by the hand and he gave a heave. Figured that's a pretty good time to leave before he had a chance to do me any real definite harm. But my plan worked out in the end, you see. Now no bullies pick on me. Who's gonna hit a fella with just one arm? Thank you.
More ethnic. So.
troubling mind.
Troubling mind, yeah, I'm blue. Well, I won't be blue always. Yeah, the sun gonna shine down my back door someday. Well, I wanna take my head down across some lonesome railroad line. There's a 219, ease my troubled mind. Troubling mind, yeah, I'm blue. Well, my poor heart's aching so. I never seen this much trouble my whole life before. Troubling mind, yeah, I'm blue. Yeah, but I won't be blue always. Yeah, the sun gonna shine down my back door someday.
Close enough.
Always close.
Well, babe, don't lay lonesome after I'm gone. No, don't mourn your young life away. Just bury me low with a prayer and a song, just for the break in the day. Just for the break in the day. Well, it's a life worth the living, but we all gotta die. All your crying can't do me no good. So lower me down with a quick said goodbye. Black Texas mud, pour in the black Texas mud. Well, it's a funny old world, you can't walk it alone. Find a big man to stand beside you. Take him down to the river, show him my bones. Tell him there lies a friend I once knew. There lies a friend I once knew. Well, a black crow is a screaming
the yellow sun's warm, and the grass tumbles tall down the hill. But there's a cold wind building, it's bringing a storm. When the call of the black crow goes still, the call of the black crow goes still. T for Texas, yeah, T for Tennessee. Well, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. T for Thelma, that one made a wreck out of me. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Well, I'm gonna buy me a shotgun with a big, long, shiny valve. I wanna buy me a shotgun, a big, long, shiny valve. I'm gonna shoot that rounder that stole away my gal. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Well, I'm gonna buy me a pistol just as long as I am tall. I'm gonna buy me a pistol long as I am tall. I'm gonna shoot old Thelma just to watch her jump and call. I'd rather be in Atlanta treated like a dirty dog. I'd rather be in Atlanta treated like a dirty dog than to drink muddy water, sleep in a hollow log. Odelay, odelay, odelay. Well, I'm going where the water tastes like cherry wine. I'm going where the water tastes like cherry wine. Well, this old Georgia water tastes like turpentine. Well, T for Texas, yeah, T for Tennessee. T for Texas, T for Tennessee. Well, T for Thelma, that woman made a fool out of me. Odelay, odelay, odelay. Oh, thank you, friends. Well, I got the Mustang Blues, blue as I can be. I got the Mustang Blues, blue as I can be. Well, every Corvette I see craps all over me. I'm going down to the dealer and getting me an XK. I'm going down to the dealer, getting me an XK. I'll probably pull out to drive headlong into a Ferrari. Well, I'll tell you what I decided to do, my friends. I'll tell you what I decided to do, my friend. I'm gonna take me a Greyhound, leave all the damn driving to them. I got the Mustang Blues, blue as I can be. I got the Mustang Blues and I'm blue as I can be. Every Corvette I see craps all over me. I'm in E, I think. Here's a song about the first time I ever drank Thunderbird wine. Good stuff. Well, now, the funniest thing that I ever heard was when a friend of mine said, "Let's get some Thunderbird." I said, "What's wrong with you?" He just started to grin and slobbered on his shirt and his eyes got dim. Said, "You got 89 cents?" Said, "Yeah, I got $1, but don't be a smart aleck. I ain't gonna spend it on some old Indian relic." He said, "Thunderbird's not an old Indian trinket, it's booze, man. You just sit around and drink it." I said, "It doesn't sound like booze to me." He said he'd bet me the change from $1. Well, we hustled on down to the nearest U-Totem. The guy asked for my ID. I pulled it out and showed him. He got a green bottle from the freezing vault. My friend started doing backward somersaults. Poor devil. Stuff had him hooked. Well, we took it on home, started drinking. Pretty soon I got to thinking, this old Thunderbird tastes yum, yum, yummy. I know it's doing good things for my tum-tum tummy. Yeah, that's the way you reason when you're on that crap. Well, we bought a few more bottles and chugged them down. Pretty soon I pulled myself up off the ground. Decided it was time to see my dear sweet wife. She met me at the door with a carving knife. She called me a goat, threatened to slit my throat. Well, I could see we were going to have a little bit of a misunderstanding. Said, "I'll get in touch with you later, dear." She said, "Bullshit, you're never touching me again." Well, now I seen the light and I heard the word, and I'm laying off that nasty old Thunderbird. The message came from heaven, radiant and fine, and now all I drink is communion wine. 3 times a week. Down to my bones, I'm a man with the badly mistreated blues. Well, I'm sick of all your grunts and growls and groans. As a matter of fact, fat mom, I'm sick of you. Well, you treat me like a low-down circus clown. As some of the things you say are hard to believe. Well, you say you like me best when I'm not around. Then you start to cry when I get up to leave. Well, I'm sick from my skin down to my bones. I'm a man with the badly mistreated blues. Well, I'm sick of all your grunts and growls and groans. As a matter of fact, Big Mom, I'm sick of you. Well, you say I got a big surprise in store. A visit from your dear old ma and pa. Well, your mama's got bad breath and your daddy snores. And you want me to pay their way from Arkansas. Well, I'm sick from my skin down to my bones. I'm a man with the badly mistreated blues. Well, I'm sick of all your grunts and growls and groans. As a matter of fact, Big Mom, I'm sick of you. Well, you say you need some love, you want to play.
So I splashed on some aftershave and hit the sack. When I get to breathing hard, you up and say that you're leaving, don't know when you're coming back. Well, I'm sick from my skin down to my bone. I'm a man with the mistreated badly blues. Well, I'm sick of all your grunts and growls and groans. As a matter of fact, Big Mom, I'm sick of you. Thank you. I gotta tell a joke. I've told this joke in here a million times. There was this Catholic walking down the street in New York, and he passed by this nun looking in this window of this restaurant. And he walked on by, and then he stopped, and he kind of thought to himself that he hadn't really been doing very good in church, hadn't been going much, hadn't been keeping up his pledges and anything. So he walked back and he said, "Sister, I see you looking in there. How would you like to go inside and have lunch with me? I'm sure you've never been in there." And she said, "Well, no, sir, I haven't, but I couldn't eat lunch with you. We don't carry any money." And he said, that's fine. It'd be my honor and privilege to pay for your lunch." And she said, "Well, my bus doesn't leave for a while. I guess it'd be all right." And they went inside, and the waiter brought these menus. She looked at the menus, and she said, "Excuse me, what's a martini?" He kind of grinned to himself, you know. And he said, "Well, it comes in a glass on a long stem, and it's a liquid with an olive in it, and it makes everything you eat taste better. It makes you hungrier and makes everything taste better." And she said, "Well, sir, if you don't mind, I think I'd like to have one." And he said, "That'll be fine. I think I'll have one too." And the waiter came over and he said, 2 martinis, please." And the waiter kind of looked at him, you know, like, "You filthy SOB." He walks back to the bartender and he said, "Joe, you're not going to believe this, but I just got an order for 2 martinis." Joe says, "Is that nun in here again?" You know, there was this guy that signed a contract to catch gorillas for a circus. So he sub-hired another fellow that knew how to catch gorillas. And he met him in front of this hotel over in Kenya. And he walked out the door, and there was this little guy standing there with big old thick glasses on. And behind him was a guy with a gun, and a guy with a net, and a guy with a great big German shepherd dog. He said, "Are you the gorilla catcher?" And he says, "I'm the gorilla catcher." And he says, "Well, let's go catch a gorilla. I'm interested to see how you do it." He says, "Okay, just follow me." And they go out in the bush country, and they come to a little old baby gorilla up in a tree. So the guy turns around and says, "Is everything ready?" Everybody nods, and the dog. They go up under the tree, and the little guy with the glasses climbs up the tree and gets under the gorilla and shakes a branch, and the gorilla wakes up and falls off, and the dog runs up and just bites him right where it hurts. He just, and the gorilla freezes, you know, and didn't want to move a muscle. And the other guy walks up with a net, puts it over him, ties a knot. And the guy that sub-hired these people standing there looking, he said, "Well, that's the nicest thing I ever saw. That's just simple as anything." And the other guy said, "Yeah, it's pretty easy." And he said, "One thing though, when do you use the guy with the gun?" He said, "Well, I'll show you before you get a chance." So they go a little further, and they come to a little bitty
gorilla, another one. The guy climbs up the tree. Shakes the tree and the gorilla falls out and the dog goes, chomp! The guy walks up in the net, ties it over him. The guy says, boy, that's the coolest thing I ever saw. I've never seen anything that cool, but I would like to know when you use a gun. He said, well, we might have a chance to find out. They walked a little further and they looked up in the tree and there was this giant gorilla, great big gorilla. And the guy says, is everybody ready? And the boy goes, nods, and the dog goes, bah. And he starts climbing up the tree. It's a pretty good dog. Hey, what do you want for after 3 beers? You know, Lassie, what the heck? He climbs up the tree. He shakes. The gorilla kind of looks down at him like that. He looks up the gorilla and shakes again, a little less strenuously. He's getting a little scared, and the gorilla looks down. He goes, shakes one last time, and the gorilla goes down and goes, hits him right in the forehead, knocks him way out in the air, and on the way down he's screaming, shoot the damn dog! Hey, do you know what's wrinkled and goes slam, 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 slam? 4-door prune. I got another joke. Do you know why the elephant sat on the marshmallow? Keep from falling into the hot chocolate. Boy, they get worse as... That's mine. You know what goes hippity-hop through the mud? The Easter pig. Yeah, we gotta tell that at least once.